iPadOS 18 brings so many new features to the iPad. That's why today I wanted to show you over 30 new features and changes. Starting off with customization in the home screen. So if you hold on the home screen, tap on edit, there is now a new customize icon, which you can customize a lot of things. First off, you can now switch between small and large icons. I absolutely love the way that the large looks because it actually, as you can see, it removes the actual name of the app, and it's just overall a way much more minimal way to view your home screen. You can also switch between the light and dark mode wallpaper just by tapping that right there. And you can now tint the app icons into dark mode, as you can see. It looks incredible. And the best thing about it is you can see with kernel, even third-party apps actually get tinted. So if there's a white or colored background, it will simply turn it black. As you can see, it actually works surprisingly well. And my favorite thing about it is that it doesn't only work for Apple's own apps, but also for third-party apps. You can also now tint your apps. You can switch between the colors right here, so you can actually correct the color, pull up the brightness, the saturation right there. So there's a lot of customization to be had here. And there's also a color picker right here. And using your Apple Pencil or your finger, you can actually pick a specific color of your wallpaper. So let's say maybe you want this blue right here, and it will actually grab that blue and tint all of those apps within that color of that specific wallpaper. You can get really creative with your home screens now. Also new with iPadOS 18 is that you can now freely put apps wherever you want in your home screen. As you can see, it is now floating here. Before, the app would have literally gone like this. It would have gone up, but you can now place apps wherever you want, which looks amazing. Now this is really useful, especially if you've got wallpapers. Maybe you wanna put, a photo of your dog in the middle, and you can put the apps, surrounding the face. I know Android has had this for a very long time, but I think it's really great that it's finally in the iPad. You can now also turn an app into a widget. If you actually hold on an app, you'll get this widget icon right here, whether you want it small, medium, or large. In this case, kernel only has 2 widgets. You can tap that right there, and as you can see, my app was just turned into a widget just like that. If you hold on reminders, for example, there's a lot more. There's also a massive one. You can simply tap that and it will do all of that, and it will turn it into a large widget. You can now also lock apps by simply holding on an app and tap on require Face ID. So now every single time someone tries to open this app, require Face ID, as you can see, it's showing up. Apps with home access, tap done. So now every single time someone wants to open the home app, it will say Face ID required to open home. I simply show up my face, and as you can see, it automatically works. This can be really useful if you've got kids and you give your iPad to your kids, and maybe you've got work stuff. Maybe you can lock specific apps so your kids don't get in there, and a bunch of different really use cases. Control Center has been totally redesigned. It looks amazing, and there's a lot of customization to be had here. As you can see, there's different panels that you can choose from. We're gonna go over every single one of them. So you can see this is brand new. You can now tap on plus, and you can now fully customize the control center. First off, you can move specific controls. You can make them larger. You can have different sizes, a long one, a large one, or a small one, which is super cool. You can fully customize all of this. Not only that, you can actually tap on add a control, and here you're gonna have so many different toggles that you can add. A lot of them can be really useful, especially, for example, there's the shortcuts one, so you can actually open up an app directly from Control Center. Maybe you're a student and you wanna add your favorite note-taking app, so you can open up the app directly from the lock screen. There's so many things that you can do here. I'm gonna be making a video on how to make this actually really useful for your daily life, so stay tuned for that. But in conclusion, Apple has added a lot. There's the camera, the clock, connectivity, display and brightness, focus modes, the Notes app, now playing, settings, shortcuts, sounds, translate, utilities, the voice memos, accessibility, hearing accessibility, motor accessibility, vision accessibility. The possibilities now with Control Center are endless, which is super nice. If you scroll down, you also now get the music, the now playing, a full screen version of it. You scroll down and you're gonna have all of your connectivity settings, which is great. This is also brand new. You can now, if you actually hold on it, there you go. You can now turn off your iPad directly from there. Maybe your buttons don't work. This can be really handy for that. There's a couple new apps in iPadOS 18. Yes, you're not dreaming. The iPad finally has a calculator app. Yes, and it actually works, big buttons. It's just the way that you would expect it. But the best thing about the calculator app is this right here, is that you've got a scientific calculator right here, so you can do scientific calculations. But my favorite thing about it is this right here. Super useful for students. check this out. It opens up kind of like an Apple Notes-ish UI, and with your Apple Pencil or your finger, so you can do like 2 plus 2 equals. As you can see, it automatically calculated that. You can do 32 times 43 equals. You can also do way much more complex calculations like this one. And not only that, it will actually open up a graph automatically, once again, within your actual handwriting. I seriously wish I would have had this in high school. And then the sidebar right here will show you all of the different calculations that you've done previously. So that's the calculator app, super useful. Another new app is the passwords app. Now, obviously it's locked with your Face ID, so you simply look and it just opens. And it will store a bunch of stuff. For example, Wi-Fi information, Wi-Fi passwords, security passcodes. You can also add one manually if you want. And it will store all of it encrypted, and you've got the iPhone, the iPad, the Vision Pro app, so it's all stored within iCloud. It's truly a great app to store all of your passwords. And the best thing about it is that you don't need to do anything. All of your Apple ID passwords using iCloud Keychain, they all go directly into the passwords app. Let me show you the way that it works. Let's say you wanted the password from this Wi-Fi. As you can see, it shows you this right here. You can actually copy the password if you want. And then obviously all of your social media, all of your bank info will go directly to Aaaand. I obviously don't want to show that to you, but it works pretty much the same way as this. Now, my favorite new feature in iPadOS 18 is this right here. Are you ready? I am now writing this manually. And as you can see, it automatically corrected my handwriting in order for it to look nicer. And it does all of that automatically. So if you're typing in something really fast and the handwriting isn't too good, look at that. It just does that automatically. It's so useful. Oh wait, I wrote that wrong. Useful. Boom, look how nice this is right here. We will finally be able to understand the doctor's notes. Let's go ahead and open up the calendar app and tap on plus. You can now create an event and a reminder. So yes, Apple Calendars and the Reminders app now work together as one, because there's a lot of times, for example, where I want to do something, but I don't want it to go in the Reminders app because I still want it in my schedule. So I can do call with John and I can add it. I can also add a specific date that I want, a specific time, and it will show up inside of the calendar app. And as you can see right here, it will show up as a physical reminder inside of it. And if I actually tap this right here, I can mark that task as completed. The Photos app in iPadOS 18 has been totally redesigned. A lot of people don't like it. I feel like I just need a little bit more time with it in order to get used to it, because literally everything has been changed. Now there's not really, everything is not album oriented. This is the way that it works. So basically your entire library is right here. And if you scroll down, all of your albums and auto-generated content will live right here. And there's a lot of new features with it. Let's go one by one. First off, you've got recent days right here. So if you want to jump over quickly to, last Saturday, for example, you can jump over and see the photos, that you took that specific day. Not only that, it will actually create a movie for you with music as well. You can add a summary, or you want all. There's now a new filter icon, which I'll show you this right here. So let's say you're inside of the Photos app. So what the filter will basically do is, okay, I only want to be shown the photos, or maybe the photos that I've been edited, or maybe just my favorite photos. Get rid of the rest, just show me the favorite, which is super nice. You can also filter out, I just want the screenshots, etc. If you scroll down, you're gonna get the people and pets section. So here's all of your favorite people, family, and friends, including dogs, by the way, which is a brand new feature. This was available last year, which I absolutely love so much. You now get pinned collections. So here's where you're gonna have your favorites, the map, the screenshots, the videos, and all that stuff. Your albums are pretty much hidden now. So this is Apple truly showing us that you don't need to create albums anymore, because Apple will create all that stuff for us, because I'll show you why that is in just a second as well. Because you now get trips, which now this is a super powerful feature. It will get divided within years. So let's say you want to go to your 2023 trips, 2021. For example, my trip to Turkey, my trip to Calpe, to France, to Ibiza, and it will show me all of the photos that I actually took in Ibiza. Now this is super useful, because before you usually had to create specific, albums for your trips, but now Apple does that all automatically for us. And I truly love the way that it works. As you can see, Thailand and Vietnam, Cupertino, Madrid. I didn't do anything. Apple did that all automatically. You now also get wallpaper suggestions in the bottom. This is also a brand new feature, receipts. So if you have a business and you're constantly, taking photos of receipts, as business expensive, there's now a dedicated receipt and you don't have to do anything. Using AI, it will do all of that. It will separate all of the receipt photos all within an album. I'm honestly obsessed with this new receipts feature because I'm constantly taking photos of receipts. Now memories live right in here. You also still do have the sidebar, so if you want to go old school and have all your albums, you can obviously navigate the Photos app within here. If you swipe to the right in your library, you're gonna get featured photos, featured memories. You can tap on it, tap on movie, and it will automatically create a video for me, which is nice. There's also some new changes when we're editing a photo, especially with the new crop feature, because you can now lock and unlock the aspect ratio. You can also tap on here and you can actually create specific wallpapers for your iPad. This is on landscape and on vertical. And once again, you can lock and unlock the actual aspect ratio if you want. If you go inside of Safari and tap on this right here, there is now an improved reading mode. So if you're reading an article, tap on this and tap on show reader and tap again. So you'll be able to read an article without ads in a super clean way. If you tap on it, you can actually change the color of the actual background. You can change the typography if you want. So you can see, you can switch between San Francisco, Athelas, Georgia, etc. And not only that, but you can actually make Siri read you the article.
There's an emoji for that. Meet Genmoji, the Apple Intelligence.
If you actually tap that, you can make Siri speak faster to you or slower by tapping this right here.
For any occasion with AI Genmoji.
It's now slower or faster. You can also skip specific paragraphs. You can make the text larger or smaller. So I mean, this is a great way to read articles in a way much more cleaner way. There's obviously so many new features in iPadOS 18. So if you want to keep discovering more, you can watch my 100 new features in iOS 18 video, or you can subscribe, or you can do whatever you want. Okay, I love you guys. Bye-bye.